Shalom, all praises to Yahweh by Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. My name is Yakalba from Plaintables Camp in Philly, by Shem Chakodash. And this is GMS I-Salve 144, Rothschild's Legacy. Let's play some of the video.
The question of how and why the United Nations is the crux of the great conspiracy to destroy the sovereignty of the United States and the enslavement of the American people within a UN one-world dictatorship is a complete and unknown mystery to the vast majority of the American people. The reason for this unawareness of the frightening danger to our country and to the entire free world is simple. The masterminds behind this great conspiracy have absolute control of all of our mass communications media, especially television, the radio, the press, and Hollywood. We all know that our State Department, the Pentagon, and the White House have.
And it doesn't matter if they don't directly control it, like with their name. If they're like a little hat or a so-called J, you can have someone that's not a so-called J on a TV or radio station. The point is that they're all of the seed of Esau, Edom, and you have different families amongst the Edomites. The so-called J's has happened to be the top of the Edomites, so it doesn't matter if you see 80% of them are owned by the Jays, and then you see other ones that are just regular Caucasian people. No, they're all the same nation. They're all the same race of people. All right, so-called white. All right, their biblical, which is their actual nationality, is Esau, Edom. Edom being a nation. Their father is Esau. Edom means red, Adawam.
Media, especially television, the radio, the press, and Hollywood. We all know that our State Department, the Pentagon, and the White House have brazenly proclaimed that they have the right and the power to manage the news, to tell us not the truth, but what they want us to believe. They have seized that power on orders from their masters of the great conspiracy. And the objective is to brainwash the people into accepting the phony peace bait to transform the United States into an enslaved unit of the United Nations one world government. Is that our so-called leaders in Washington, whom we elected to safeguard our nation and our Constitution, are the betrayers, and that behind them are a comparatively small group of men whose sole objective is to enslave the whole world of humanity in their satanic plot of one world government. Now, as a matter of further intelligence, a term used by the FBI, let me clarify the meaning of the expression, "he is a liberal." The enemy, meaning the one world conspirators, have seized upon that word liberal as a cover-up for their activities. It sounds so innocent and so humanitarian.
Yeah, liberal, which they're operating on both sides. It's not just one side that they're operating on. The elite are operating on all sides, not just the Democratic side or the liberal side. They're operating on the right, extreme right, and Republican side. They control everything. They didn't just infiltrate or create and only go to one side. Now you have a lot of people, especially online, and when they talk about the left and the right, they say everything is the left's fault. No, the right is just as guilty as the left. It just appears as though the right wants to follow the Constitution at more times than the Democrats do. They seem like they care about America more, but they're both two horns of the same goat. All right, left, right, Democratic Party, Republican Party. They control all sides. This is why they think they're God, because they have the satellites technology and they control the opposition. They have a God complex.
To be liberal will make sure that the person who calls himself a liberal or is described as a liberal is not in truth a red. Now then, this satanic plot was launched back in the 1760s when it first came into existence under the name of the Illuminati. This Illuminati was organized by one Adam Weishaupt, born a Jew, who was converted to Catholicism and became a Catholic priest, and then, at the behest of the then newly organized House of Rothschild, defected and organized the Illuminati. Naturally, the Rothschilds financed that operation. And every war since then, beginning with the French Revolution, has been promoted by the Illuminati operating under various names and guises. In the United States, they set up what they call...
Yeah, we're only getting pieces of the story. I'm sure it's more to it. So Adam Weishaupt would have to be a high level witch. He didn't do it by himself. That's just, we get the pieces of the story. We got 20% of the story. All right, but there's more to the story than just there's one man creating an organization that used to be a Catholic, a so-called J, and they converted to Catholicism. So that means that Catholicism is witchcraft. So if you're involved in the Edomite form of following the Bible, which they don't really follow the Bible, they follow a doctrine and dogma. They believe in hell. So if you believe in that, then you're a witch. You're following a false doctrine.
Called the Council on Foreign Relations, operating under various names and guises. In the United States, they set up what they called the Council on Foreign Relations, commonly referred to as the CFR. And this CFR is actually the Illuminati in the United States. And its hierarchy, the masterminds in control of the CFR, to a very great extent, are the descendants of the original Illuminati conspirators. But to conceal that fact, most of them changed their original family names to American-sounding names. For example, the true name of the Dillons, Clarence and Douglas Dillon, once Secretary of the U.S. Treasury Department, is Lepowski. There is a similar establishment of the Illuminati in England, operating under the name of the British Institute of International Affairs. There are similar secret Illuminati organizations in France, Germany, and other nations, operating under different names.
Yeah, they just play dumb. People tend to do that when they're being very deceptive. They act like they don't know what's going on. They act like, oh, I'm non-religious. they act stupid. Let me get this precept here. 3rd verse, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame is Isaiah 47:3. Thy shame shall be seen, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. The 3rd verse, I think it was. Let's see. No, the 2nd verse. take the millstone and grind the mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. We only get, it's heavy information, but there's a lot of details left out because they only reveal themselves to a point. This is the New Living Translation, 47:2. Isaiah, take heavy millstones and grind flour, remove your veil, and strip off your robe, expose yourself to public view. Yeah, so they're being revealed, and it's shameful. We understand their acts. Then they had it's heavy witchcraft. They're trying to make you believe that they landed on the moon, which they show people clapping. It's really sick. They show people clapping and then 3D drawings. And these people are so demonic and evil that people. I was arguing with a former friend in the world like a year or two ago about they never been to the moon, and I said, why haven't they ever shown you a clear 1080p 4K video of a planet or a body in heaven? Like an asteroid, rocks, just like close up. He couldn't explain it. Then he sent me this damn black and white video, which is from like the 50s or something, or 60s or 70s. Really low quality, really bad, of Saturn or one of the planets far out that are allegedly there. I'm like, this is the best. These people are just sick. And I'm supposed to go on that. This video from the 60s, it looked like it I don't know if you've seen the movie The House of Rothschild. It looked like that, but way worse quality. You can watch The House of Rothschild, I believe, free on YouTube. I think it's still free. Let me see.
Richest family.
The House of Rothschild movie. Might have taken it down. Oh, no, there it is. 1934. Yeah, that's what the video looked like. It looked like that. That's the quality of the picture, the video he sent me on from YouTube. So this dude is sick. All right, so you can watch it there. So Esau's being exposed. He's been being exposed. It's just right now, as we get later in the day, that they're reamping their witchcraft. So it's a reason for it. They had the Artemis mission. I believe they went to the moon. So they're planning something. 2024 might be the year. 2024, 2025 might be the year that they implement the RFID microchip, or something changes which makes the implantable microchip, which is the mark of the beast, more comfortable, more ease. Or they might just become draconian and just say, make it be very difficult. It's really up to Yahweh Shai, not really up to Esau.
But at all times, the operations of these organizations, there are similar secret Illuminati organizations in France, Germany, and other nations operating under different names. But at all times, the operations of these organizations were and are masterminded and controlled by the internationalist bankers, who in turn were and are controlled by the Rothschilds. Now, just why did the conspirators choose the word Illuminati for their satanic organization? Weishaupt himself said that the word is derived from Lucifer and means holders of the light, using the lie that his objective was to bring about a one-world government to enable those with mental ability to govern the world and prevent all wars in the future. In short, using the word peace on earth as his bait, perhaps the most vital directive in Weishaupt's plan was to obtain absolute control of the press so that all news and information could be slanted, so that the masses could be convinced that a one-world government is the only solution to our many and varied problems. Now do you know who owns and controls our mass communications media? I'll tell you, practically all the movie lots in Hollywood is owned by the Lehmans, Kuhn, Loeb and Company, Goldman Sachs, and other internationalist bankers. All the national radio and TV channels in the nation are owned and controlled by those same internationalist bankers. In 1834, the Italian revolutionary leader Giuseppe Mazzini was selected by the Illuminati to direct their revolutionary program throughout the world. Mazzini had enticed an American general named Albert Pike into the Illuminati. Pike was fascinated by the idea of a one-world government, and ultimately he became the head of this Luciferian conspiracy. Between 1859 and 1871, convinced the Illuminati to direct their revolutionary program throughout the world. Mazzini had enticed an American general named Albert Pike into the Illuminati. Pike was fascinated by the idea of a one-world government, and ultimately he became the head of this Luciferian conspiracy. Between 1859 and 1871, he, Pike, worked out a military blueprint for 3 world wars and various revolutions throughout the world, which he considered would forward the conspiracy to its final stage in the 20th century. Long before Marconi invented radio, the scientists in the Illuminati had found the means for Pike and the heads of his councils to communicate secretly. It was the discovery of that secret that enabled intelligence officers to understand how apparently unrelated incidents, one such as the assassination of an Austrian prince at Sarajevo, took place simultaneously throughout the world, which developed into a war or a revolution. Pike's plan was as simple as it has proved effective. It called for communism, Nazism, political Zionism, and other international movements be organized and used to foment 3 global world wars and at least 2 major revolutions. World War III is to be fomented by using the so-called controversies the agents of the Illuminati, operating under whatever new name, are now stirring up between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Muslim world. That war is to be directed in such a manner that all of Islam and political Zionism, Israel, will destroy each other, while at the same time the remaining nations, once more divided on this issue, will be forced to fight themselves into a state of complete exhaustion, physically, mentally, spiritually, and economically. Now, can any thinking person doubt that the intrigue now going on in the Near, Middle, and Far East is designed to accomplish that satanic objective?
Yeah, and that's what you see going on right now. You see the different wars, and they believe that when the smoke clears, they're going to come and take over. That's what they believe. It's the 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or Elohim, or that is worshipped, so that he as Elohim, or power, God, sitteth in the temple of Elohim, showing himself that he is Elohim. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. And now that's the Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He worked in the Greco-Roman Empire, and then he's working now. He went to sleep for a little while, then he woke back up in the 1300s. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. So it's not a mystery. We know who he is. Only he who now letteth will let. All right. That's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Father and the Son. They're allowing this evil to rampage throughout the earth for a season until he be taken out of the way. And that wicked shall be revealed. So it's going to be an end to their world domination through their secrets. And if they have a plan for something to go through, then, you know, someone to get assassinated, a building will blow up. They control different organizations. And which is chaos, so they can wreak havoc where they need to push forth their agenda. And then the news projects what their agenda is. That's how so you do watch the news, because that tells you what they want their agenda to be. All right. And then shall that wicked be revealed. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume, which is Yahweh Shai, shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. The spirit of his mouth is, you know, the prophets, which is the Lord's prophecies. All right, we speak the Lord's prophecies, which the Lord is Yahweh Shai. All right, it's impossible for the Lord's name to be Christ, because it's not even Hebrew. It's impossible. Yeshua is closer than Christ. So there's no excuse to use something that you know completely is wrong. Why not take a chance on Yahweh Shai? Because that's at least Hebrew, or Yeshua. They went to Christ, so you know something's there. That this is purposely done, and many of us believe that, you know, he took a payoff. Because why would you use a name that's not even Hebrew, but yet you have a Hebrew name? It's confusion. And Yahweh Shai is not the author of confusion. The God of the Bible is not the author of confusion. So 2 Thessalonians 2:9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. It means to lie. So they're going to cause chaos to get order. Pseudos. A lie. Conscious and intentional falsehood. And in broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. Perverse. They're using a non-Hebrew name to describe the Father and the Son. Matter of fact, that group don't even mention the Father. Or you might say God. You might say God or something like that. But he definitely says Christ, that group. And you got the other group that says Christ too sometimes. Impious, deceitful precepts. Deceitful precepts. And you saying that that hell is you're gonna burn in hell forever and ever. That's insane. How are they going to be going to captivity? How are they going to be servants? How are they going to build our kingdom? How are they going to lick the dust of our feet? They can't do that while they're burning in agony and flames for eternity, forever and ever and ever, a trillion years, times to the 100 billionth, the trillionth power. That's impossible for them to serve us. Well, they're going to spend 50% of the time there and then 50% of the time working the fields. It's incredible. Lies. All right. So if you, and the scriptures tell you about the dying a death of the uncircumcised. All right. So you're going to be right with the heathen that's going to be destroyed in the nuclear fire. All right, and then your spirit's gonna go up into the spirit world. All right, and if you're an Israelite, you're gonna come back into the kingdom, back down to the land, rejuvenized, revitalized, made young, fresh, and the heathen that are burnt up here are gonna go into captivity, all in new bodies. Let's see here. 9th verse, 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, and that they might be saved. All right. So you're going to be deceived. If you're not of the elect, you're going to be deceived by his lying wonders. All right. Take whether it be the RFID chip, whether it be taking drugs, to get better. It's all witchcraft and lying wonders. Motivated by fear. We're not motivated by fear.
Pike that the intrigue now going on in the near, middle, and far east is designed to accomplish that satanic objective? Pike himself foretold all this in a statement he made to Mazzini on August 15, 1871. Pike stated that after World War III is ended, those who will inspire to undisputed world domination will provoke the greatest social cataclysm the world has ever known. Quoting his own words, taken from the letter he wrote to Mazzini, and which letter is now catalogued in the British Museum in London, England, he said, "We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a great social cataclysm which in all its horror will show clearly to all nations the effect of absolute atheism, the origin of savagery and of most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the people forced to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitudes disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will be from that moment on without direction and leadership, and anxious for an ideal but without knowledge where to send its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer."
You can definitely see him trying to do that now. Disillusion with Christianity is what he said. So they bringing in the sodomites, making it so there's no law, order, rules. You can just be anything and come into Christianity. So they're making people disillusioned with Christianity, and then they're going to offer them satanic worship, which is going to be the state or the government, your local government. All right. You can clearly see that's going on right now. So delusioned with Christianity. So it's a free for all. You can just be, basically like the apostles been saying that, and the elders, the Christianity is just a hustle. All right, the Edomite, the plantation Christianity, the whitewashed form of Christianity is just a hustle. You can be anything. You just come in, and sing, praise, and to show that you're a part of a community, and everybody's accepted. That's what Christianity has become, which originally, what scripture say they were first called Christians at Antioch. So those were Israelites. It's a derogatory term, which Christian means anointed. So the word Christian is not a bad name. It's actually a good name, just in a different language. Christos. All right. In the Hebrew, we would say Mashiachium. I believe that's the Hebrew, how you say Christian. Mashiachium.
Brought finally out into public view, a manifestation which will result from a general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism. both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Anyway, the ending of the Civil War destroyed, temporarily, all chances of the House of Rothschild to get a clutch on our money system, such as they had acquired in Britain and other nations in Europe. I say temporarily because the Rothschilds and the masterminds of the conspiracy never quit. So they had to start from scratch, but they lost no time in getting started. Shortly after the Civil War, a young immigrant who called himself Jacob H. Schiff arrived in New York. Jacob was a young man with a mission for the House of Rothschild. Jacob was the son of a rabbi, born in one of Rothschild's houses in Frankfurt, Germany. After a comparatively brief training period in the Rothschilds' London bank, Jacob left for America with instructions to buy into a banking house, which was to be the springboard to acquire control of the money system of the United States. Actually, Jacob came here to carry out 4 specific assignments. Number 1, and most important, was to acquire control of America's money system. Number 2, find desirable men who, for a price.
I mean, we only get part of the story. I believe that they already had control of the money. He didn't just come and do something, and they were already there. You can't just come from the outside and take over a business without the people in the business already in agreement. All right, so we getting some of the story. We're not getting the complete story on that. It just came to the founding fathers were already Freemasons. Like, come on, they already had control of the money system. Because you have different powers, within the system fighting each other. All right. And remember, they listen to the demonic evil spirits. All right. This is. Here we go. He passed away.
You got 30% of the vote. You were having an effect. You made Manasseh-made. They knew that you'd started the Constitution Party. Yeah. They knew that you were somebody who was taking action and getting things done. You'd already made some big films, had a lot of other successes.
Right.
So they were trying to recruit you. And didn't it come down to the point of, hey, we are here to recruit you, and don't worry, your chip's going to say, don't mess with us. This guy's don't touch.
Yeah, yes, that did happen. I was definitely being recruited, but it's more subtle than that.
Well, in your words, just go through the process, and then what he said.
Well, what it is remember, we were friends, and we used to go to my house a lot. We'd have dinner, we'd talk, and he'd tell me about business investments, how you get involved in, or they would help me with this business investment or that business investment. And was I interested in joining the Council on Foreign Relations? I would have to get a letter to join them, but was I interested in that? And, just stuff, leading you on. And I used to say to him that I never really did that because that wasn't where I was coming from. As much as I like you, Nick.
Another thing about, joining these groups, that you don't know if they're trying to set you up and kill you or set you up and destroy your business and then force you into compliance. That's why it's very dangerous to do that. That's why a lot of these actors go crazy, because they agree to certain things, but then they get set up like, oh, you got to do this. Like, damn, I don't want to do that. Then they start having conflicts of interest and regrets. So they could have been setting him up to kill him, to destroy his business and making movies flops, to give him a script to say you gotta produce this script. So when you join these groups, they tell you what to do. You get a certain amount of liberties, but they start telling you what to do, slowly but surely, and then eventually you're gonna need their help, and then you farther in the hole. Well, if I help you, then you got to do this. See, and you make that certain Israelite groups that may be in that situation. So it was very wise not to join, because he knew what it was. Now he Now he's talking about it, and that's why they probably got rid of him.
That because that wasn't where I was coming from. As much as I like.
Remember, these people are not under the protection of Yahweh Shai. I heard the elders and apostles say last night that, we don't know how many times that the Spirit intervened in saving our life from, different assassination attempts, sabotage. We are truly under divine protection. Psalms 91. All right. So we can't, perceive. We can't see. The Lord is blocking us from the times that, we could have been, deleted. All right. We all have guardian angels protecting us. So he's a man of no faith. So he's exposed to death, danger, and he got it.
Like you, Nick, your ways and my ways, we're on the opposite side of the fence. I don't believe in enslaving people, and
like that.
And he would come back with, "Oh, I do." Or,
well, it would be more like,
it's better for them.
Well, it's more like, how do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you.
The thing is, that's insane because they got to they have to, just because you don't care about those people, you still got to do demonic evil shit to your own body. And you got to be involved in demonic evil acts in groups. Even if you cared about your own family, well, you got to agree to do evil shit. So, yeah, I care about my own family, but I don't want to involve myself in witchcraft either.
They're just serfs. They're just people. It was just a lack of caring. And that's just not who I was. It was just sort of like cold, it was just like cold, and I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? What's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society.
Yo, when niggas hear this.
I'll leave it there. You get the point. It's a good video. My brother GMS iSolve 144. All right, that's the some information on the powers that be, and they're set up by Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is the same one that's going to destroy them with the brightness of his coming. We under divine protections. Don't fear to preach the gospel, and do not fear to preach the gospel in the name of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. I hope you edified. Shalom.